All right. Well, we're gonna get started with a meditation, and then
Okay. Go ahead.
can you see
Yeah,
me?
yeah, I can hear you. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It went out for a minute, but it's
What
back
just
now.
happened?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you kind of low. I can't really hear you.
Okay. Um. Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, just still a
Yeah.
little
Forgive
low.
us. We switched to this platform. Okay. Well, I'll
I
talk
know.
louder.
We might have to go back over.
We might have to go back to Instagram because Facebook ain't working for us.
Yeah, it's not. But we're just gonna go
Okay.
ahead and get into the meditation. So let us just close our eyes. Put your feet on the ground. Take a deep breath in. Exhale out through your mouth. Okay. And as you center yourself for the conversation this evening, or just to wind down from the day, I just want you to think of the word grace. And how has grace appeared in your life, in your walk, in your words with other people, and how you've extended grace in this time. Continuing to breathe in. Is it common for you? Is it a place of reassurance, a place of strength, a place of love that you extend to everyone who you encounter or who encounters you, whether digitally or in person? How are we being the extension of grace that has been shown to us? And just keep monitoring your breathing, feeling, paying attention to the feelings in your body as you continue to inhale and exhale. Is there any tension? Just stay there for a while. And as we bring ourselves back to the present moment, and before we open our eyes, affirm to yourself that I am the extension of God's grace. And what does that really and truly mean for you? How do you practice that? How do you model that? And how do you embrace it and become it? And at the count of 3, I'll bring us back together. Take a deep breath in and out. 1, 2, 3. All right. And we
All
are
right.
back here. Hope you feel
Yeah.
grounded and
So I feel grounded. I feel calm because I've been in movement all day. But I will say I was a little guilty when you gave me this topic. Yeah, usually I pick them,
Uh-huh.
but Lauren picked the topic this week. I don't tell y'all right now, I'm a little guilt, you know, because
Uh-huh.
um, I have not been extending grace as I should. And so, go ahead and
Mm-hmm.
talk. What made you come up with this topic, Lauren?
So I've been dealing with, I guess, my own, I don't want to call them insecurities on grace, but just my own standpoint on it. Like, how do
Mm-hmm.
I want to receive grace, but am I giving grace to people? And it came up on the job. There was a situation that occurred that made me feel very hurt, very, very hurt. And I lost trust in a colleague that I had put trust in, I guess, or I felt that it was a relationship building. And the following outcome of that situation left me being very standoffish, me being very um what is the word I'm looking for? Just a little nice nasty, if I can keep it real. Just being very nice, but still a little nasty
Well,
too,
that's what
like a
we're
little
here for.
snoob, like just letting them know you done messed with the wrong one, right? And so it was during my um morning meditation where I was like, I'm not being an example of what I am trying to embody. This is not who I want someone that doesn't necessarily know me to experience because of a situation that has happened to me. So I don't know what's going on in this person's life just as much as this person doesn't know what's going on in my life. And so I need to extend some type of common grace to this person, right? And so that's why I came up, because not only are we dealing with in the solitudes of our own issues and our own um, dramas, for lack of better words, but there's a worldly situation
Mm-hmm.
happening too. And I just think as Christians or as believers or as people who are questioning or seeking something, we need to be able to extend grace to people in this time, because there's just so much happening. You never know what someone is carrying, the load they're carrying, the burden that they have to deal with. And
Mm-hmm.
that's just a space that we share for 8 hours. And so there needs to be some extension of grace. So that's why I wanted to talk about this, because I feel like people could relate to this, particularly in this time that we're in.
Yeah, I think we talked about defining boundaries. So, chill. I won't say I got a cutoff spirit, but I go. So one of my sayings, and all those who are close to me know, I go a long way with people. But when I'm done, I'm done. Right. And so, I had a
Mm-hmm.
situation just this week. Somebody kind of uh, would not stop doing something. Not necessarily to me. It was indirective. It was indirect. But anyway, they just got to the point. But what really pissed me off is so every day that I have off, that I don't have to get up, I like sleeping late. Well, this person calls and calls and calls, and I used to answer, don't answer. They leave voicemail. I used to leave listen to voicemail to give a message. I stopped. Well, anyway, they called me like 7:34 the other morning, and I was like, you know what? You're going on the block list, and I'm not a blocker. Two of my best friends are blocked.
Mm.
They'll block you in a heartbeat. You know, I'm just not a blocker. But it just got to that point that I'm just like, okay, now this is waking me up out of my sleep. This is ridiculous. And I think that when it comes down to that, I was like, hmm, should I have extended a little more grace? Or is this just somebody who is, because see, when you talk about extending grace, you have to talk about to whom, okay, the receiving party. Is this a party that
Mm.
is different, that will be a recipient, or how can I say the word? I'm looking for the right word. Who will understand and receive in the right spirit what it is. Because some people don't care, okay? You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But some people, they know they got three chances. They're going to take 3+1. I'm
Mm-hmm.
one, once I messed up the first one, you'll never have to worry about me using the other two.
Right.
And
One
this
and
is a
done.
person who would take 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So to me, it didn't do. So that's the reason why I added to the topic. Lauren had extending grace. um, tolerance, what I said, because, I can extend grace or not extend grace, but I can measure my tolerance out because
Yeah.
there's a point when I have to say, you know what, I'm not going to continue to tolerate you, but that's the point where I have to extend grace. And there's some people you just have to cut all the way off. But there's another situation that I just cut off and I didn't extend grace. And I don't feel bad about it, but I do know it needs to be addressed because the way I did it was not right. I think my tolerance had run out. And I don't think I gave a chance for grace. And I think that's where I'm wrong, and I need to work on myself at, because when you don't extend grace, we have to remember God gave us a chance and an opportunity, and we must
Yeah.
do the same thing. And we can't cut people off all the time and block people all the time because, it could have been, like you said, a bad day. It could have been a bad situation. You know what I mean? I don't have many days where I'm frustrated or overwhelmed, but there are times. And I think yesterday was one. And I already know in those times I need to get by myself because I don't want people to see the wrong image of Sadell.
Right.
That's
Or
a
bleed
part of
onto
Sadell.
others.
That's not an everyday. But when that time comes, my extending the grace is, go on about your business, go ahead, because, what I already know, this tongue, ain't always filtered. And I don't want
Hello.
to hurt. So how do you see that you have extended grace in this situation? What did you do different?
Well, like I said, this is very new. However, I reached out to the supports around me. I noticed that I did not have the capacity. First of all, I did not have the emotional capacity to deal with the issue because, like you said, my mouth. Once I felt disrespected and that the trust had been broken, I just went into, I can't believe this, like, da, da, da. And I had to remove myself from that.
Oh,
Like,
wait, whoa. So trust has been broken. So we're dealing with a pain, a hurt. You were hurt. We're continuing.
we're dealing with a hurt. We're dealing with
So
a
you
hurt
got to be healed
because
first.
it's not usual for me. It's not usual for me to open up to someone on the job. You know what I mean? Like, I can do it with my friends, I can do it with my family, but to be vulnerable in a place of work the way in which I was, that was a stretch for me, a stretch that I have never taken before. And so for it to be violated was very hurtful, and I did not respond in a way that showed I had built a tolerance. You know what I'm saying? It didn't show I'm
Well, I
going
think
to
it
give
shows
you
that
a pass.
you can build a tolerance, but when people touch you in the right spot, everybody has a
Mm-hmm.
weak spot. And we have to know that we may or may not be aware of our weak spots. And that's one reason why we're talking about Lovewell tonight. If you have a weak spot that you are unaware of, when somebody brings it to your attention, you need to say, this is an area that I'm going to have to work on because, again, this may not be the same. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like right now, like me, my time. I don't play about my time. And I got with somebody one day about my time. I was going through, I think my mother had just died. I was going through a lot. And they kind of messed up on time. And it was not intentional. But it hit the right spot at the wrong time. And I cut them before I knew it. I apologize, but I think we have to be aware of when it's the wrong spot at the right time.
Yeah.
So what in that hurt you so bad? Let's dig to the root of that. Because when we talk about extending grace, we have to know that grace goes both ways. It has to cover you and it has to cover them. So what was the thing that hurt you? It wasn't necessarily betrayal, because betrayal is a camouflage term. What was it? So who did they tell somebody and admit it